Okay, so tonight I decided to get on this side of the island where I could kind of harp on my thoughts on the Ninja Foodi 14-in-1 XL pressure cooker, smart lid, and all the other. But there's only one sentence there that matters to me, and that is this one with thermometer. And there's only one available. I'm telling you because I want people to watch my videos and my subscribers to not, be careful, don't try and save some money. This is the biggest thing, if you ask me, that there's been in a long time in kitchen gadgets, period, especially with a pressure cooker. And you're about to see that when I cook this pulled pork or Boston butt. And normally with a pressure cooker, you have to kind of guess and pull the lid off and look. And if it's not right, you put the lid back on. Same many recipes, I've done them that way. But with this, as you'll see, I'm going to do a test recipe, and that's the only one I did, and I'm about to show you exactly what happened. So let's get it started. I will say hang around at the end. There is one thing about this device I don't like, and it is this falls off real easy, and it has some water in it and makes a mess, but I got a real easy fix with some magnets, and I'll show you how to do at the end. Let's get it started. Okay, so tonight I'm doing a kind of a test recipe, but I never know if they turn out real well. I'm going to air it. Of course, I've done many Boston butts before in a pressure cooker, but I've never done the exact procedure I'm about to do, and the best thing ever invented for a pressure cooker. I have a thermometer. That's going to take away all that worrying about if it's not where it needs to be, you need to put the lid back on and go a little further, or some people even say just cook it for X amount of time and pull it out. I could go on and on. That does not need to be done when you have a thermometer, because we know what we're looking for. For pulled pork on a Boston butt, the #1 cut of meat, the only one you should be using for barbecue, in my opinion, we're looking for 190 to 200, and that's what the competition cookers look for, roughly in that area. If you got another number you like, you just set it. So you put it whatever you want, but I'm going to pull it around 190. Now the next thing I want to say right quick, you see that? That's the fat cap that everybody tells you needs to be up top so the fat can melt down through that. It's not true. I don't believe it at all. And people worry about not having enough fat. Take my word. A pork butt has plenty of fat. Internal of the makeup of the meat has got plenty in there, and you don't need that fat cap. And the worst thing about the fat cap is it will when you put your crust, when you get your bark on there, you have to throw it away because you got to cut this off before you can serve it. It's useless. I'll leave it at that. So I'm going to spray this with avocado oil or whatever oil you have. No big deal. It don't even matter. I'm going to put what I love on it. It's butt rub, and I'm going to put a pretty good bit. Right here is how I'm going to get my smoky flavor. That right there is 1 cup of water, and I'm using smoky barbecue sauce. Now I like this kind, but you can use whatever you have. I am using the smoky where I ain't got to add liquid smoke. And I've already read, I already know, this has natural smoke flavors. It's not, some of it's not natural. I did, like I said, 1 cup of water, half a cup of that, mix it up. I want to make sure it can develop steam. Or pressure from the steam. Trying to think of anything else I need to say. I think that's it. So hopefully in a little while, this test recipe is going to turn into a complete video. And I'm going to do it on low too, by the way. We're going to do low pressure because low and slow is what you want. I've never tried it before because I'm usually just shooting for temperatures and guessing times. I ain't got to do that no more. Be back. All right, I'm going to see if I can get this in one take. Here is my liquid, as I said, which this is fairly thin, but I still wouldn't use it as just the liquid in the bottom. So here goes my 1.5 cups into the bottom of the pressure cooker. I'm going to place this on the low legs because it don't really fit the other way real well. I'm going to place it right down in the bottom. Here goes the Boston butt. You can see about how much of the butt rub I put on it. Of course, it's all to your, whatever you find you like. And I'm going to kind of get out of the way. People get on to me for that, say I get in the way of the thing. Well, it's obvious what I did. I just put it in there. Here's the thermometer lead. I'm going to plug it in just like that. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to go ahead and make sure my wire clears everything, close it. I'm going to put it on pressure, set it to the pressure cook mode. I'm going to make sure this is closed. I'm going to change this to low, because like, whoops, not like that, I'm not. I'm going to change that to low, because like I said, low and slow helps, and not in a hurry. I rarely am. Now, this may take me a minute. I'm going to go to manual right here. Target temp right now is at 165. I'm going to take it to 190. I'm going to make it a natural release, in which it's already set for, because I'm going to let it bleed all the way down to where I can open it. I don't want it to, in other words, I don't want to automatic release or release it early, just a natural release where the pressure falls on its own, real slow, not in a hurry. So there we go. Let's see how it turns out. I'm looking forward to it. Be back. And just for the record, you can see it's still preheating, and you can probably add 4 or 5 minutes to that time, because I didn't have it set up to begin with, but you can see still preheating. Add 5. Just came to pressure. My target temp's 190. Probe temp's at 44. We're off and running. Again, you could add, I don't know. Oh, Google heard me a while ago. Anyhow, you get the idea. We're 8 minutes 9, 8:10. Add 5, so 13 minutes to come to that pressure. All right, there went our target temp of 190 at 149. Again, add 4 or 5 minutes to that. But and to keep in mind now, that's on low. You done it on high. If you had done it on high, it probably would have been a little quicker. But take my word, this is about 8 hours on the smoker. I've done it many, many times, and 2 hours where you press a button and walk away and you don't touch anything else, not bad. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it sit natural release right here till that pin drops, and I can open that lid. See y'all then. All right, I thought that was fairly quick, but that pin is down, so I'm going to try and release this on video, and this has done the same thing again. Every time I try and tell it to well, anyhow, Google picks up. But 2 hours and 4 minutes, and I don't remember what time it was when this finished, but the pin's down. So I'm going to open this and just see, and that's pretty accurate. There's not any pressure on there. In fact, I'm sure I can open that, and I can. Let's see what it looks like. 2 hours and 4 minutes. Oh, it looks good. That's what it looks like right there. Whoops, fogged the camera a little bit. I've got these gloves out, but I went ahead and got these. Maybe I can lift it out of there and put it in that container and see what we got. I'll do it this way. I was going to say I'd pull that thermometer out, but I can see right now the bone. This is going to come apart. I'm going to show it to you again without the fog, maybe. You see the bones pulled way back, because I got a feeling I can reach in there with my hand. And I know I can, and pull that bone out, and it may fall all to pieces when I lift it up. So let's just see. And I got it. So there it is, and there is the broth, I'd call it. I'll show it to you, because you could certainly use it. You could pour it back on, or a lot of everybody does something a little bit different. You can pull this pork and then just put a little vinegar and then serve it like that. I'm going to pull it and pour this on it. And this right here, as it cooked in it, it kind of gave it the smoky flavor. Let's see, I'll use this one to pull that bone out, because I can tell by looking that, well, the bone's coming apart kind of, and it's done. I'll put it like that. And then there comes the bone out, fairly easy. And I'm going to drop that in the garbage can. And then, well, you know what? I'll have to put these gloves back on, because I'm going to pull it right now. I like to pull them while they're hot. Maybe not this hot. You could let it cool down a little bit. But these are something I bought a long time ago just for this. So I'm going to get this out of here and do this right here, which is that. Just break it down. And I'm just going to continue to do that till it gets to what I call pulled pork, which is pretty much what that is. And we'll make some barbecue sandwiches out of it. So In fact, I'm not very far from as far as I'm going. A lot of people use their mixers or something like that. I've seen people do it. I've never done that. I just kind of take it and kind of crush it down a little bit and pull it, as they say. But it's really supposed to be, you know, pulled. And you might have could have let it cool down a little bit, but I'm going to pull it apart. Now, one thing I will say, nothing dries out faster than, say, with it like that. And I'm kind of anal about making sure people put the lid back on it. Once you take the lid off and fix the sandwich, I kind of, because it'll dry out real quick, but I'm going to get my act together and make a sandwich. Be back. All right, there's the one I made for my pictures. And you can see it did excellent. There is nothing wrong with that, with this barbecue meat. It is pulled pork at its finest in 2 hours or so. 2 hours, it's showing 2 hours and 14 minutes right now. And you could have done it on high and done it, you know, faster. But what I like to say is this right here, well, you know, how, if you watch any other videos, and I've watched several, and some very popular people, they do it a lot of different ways where they're trying to hit that pull point, where they're trying to hit, honestly, 190, you know, 200 degrees or so. That does it for you. And I know I kind of harp on this device. It's the only one on the market that's got that. And that's the only reason, you know, like I say, if I had to have one device on my counter, this would be it, because it pressure cooks, it steams, it air fries, it steam fries, it does other things. But anyhow, promise me, I promise you, I've already tasted this and there's nothing wrong with it. And in fact, it's excellent. And 2 hours is a lot better than 8 or 10. But anyhow, I may air it just like it is. And that's why this test video worked. That, and I was going to do a test cook. Decided to video it because I had a good feeling that I was going to be able to do it. And I did. Anyhow, y'all come back and see me. I love y'all. Fix you some, that was, oh, by the way, that was about a 4.75 pound Boston butt. And I guess by the time I cut that fat off of there, the fat cap, it was probably 4.5. Perfect. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay, so thank you for hanging around till the end of the video and to watch what my version of fixing the cup, this cup right here from falling out real easy. And this is one I haven't repaired. I own 2 of these, and that's because they came out with it first with the steam frying feature, and then later they came out with the smart one. By the way, that's how you know the difference. One has a thermometer, the other one doesn't. But here's where the thermometer goes. So it goes on there and stores in the side of the unit, and it's pretty neat, and it's got a really strong magnet. Well, that's kind of how I fixed the other issue, is with fairly inexpensive magnets I got at Home Depot. But I'll show you, this one's been repaired, this one hasn't. So if you do that with this, especially with water in it, you don't even have to do that. If it has water in it, it will just come off sometime. I mean, maybe not. If you bump it, it will come off and spill the water and make a mess. Well, this one, as you can see, is a lot better. And it's because I've placed a magnet here and here, one in the cup and one on here. So I'm going to show you the method I used. I got to set the camera up different where I can show you exactly how to get it where it needs to be. And I'm going to do that and I'll be back. Okay, here is the way the cup goes in, and that's just what it does. It goes in, and you can snap it, but I'm going to tell you, it doesn't hold very well. So what I did was I bought these magnets right here at Home Depot, and they're really small. You can see there's 8 in the pack. I've used them in a couple of places. I really like them. They work real well, but they kind of stick together, and here they got a gum back. An adhesive gum back on the back. You're going to need 2 for this cup, and there it went. You can see how strong they are. It snatched it completely out of my hand, and it rolled off the table. But I'm going to continue going with this. I'm going to set them apart from each other where they won't do that. Now, what I did was I cleaned this surface real well right there. Now, you want to clean it because you don't want any oil there, or it will eventually come off. And you want to clean that surface with some kind of degreaser or alcohol or something like that. And then, long story short, and I'll show you in a minute, but you're going to stick this right here in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'll show you very much a little bit better in a minute. But I'm going to get these cleaned real well, and then I'll show you how what makes them line up real good. Be back. Okay, so just to kind of show you where you'll understand a little more detail, here's what I did. I took spray 9, which, I mean, that's what I had. Anything you have, any degreaser you have will work fine. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by anybody, anywhere. Anything you see on my channel, I paid for out of my pocket, including the cookers. But anyhow, you put that on, you press it where it sticks real well. After you've cleaned it real well, then you just put it, you put another magnet, because they attract, obviously. And you can't put it on this side. You have to put it on the inside like that, because it's going to stick to that. And then you put another one right here in a surface, on another surface that you've cleaned with some type of degreaser. And then when you put this in, now it will stay. And it doesn't really, you know, it's not aggravating to try and get loose. It just keeps it in place. And I think it's a really, it works well. You may have other ways. If you own one, you may have already fixed yours. If you do, put it in the comments of how you fixed it, because this works well. Of course, I like magnets. I'm kind of a magnet, I don't know, geek, I guess you'd say. I use them in a lot of places. But anyhow, hey, I think you'll love, well, not this device. No. This device. This one with the pressure, with the thermometer, is the greatest thing since sliced bread, microwave, whatever you want to say. I love y'all all. Y'all come back to see me and cook you some pulled pork and see what you think.